I am one of the co-founders and chief operating officer for the Stafford Boxing Club Incorporated, our nonprofit organization, which is a yearly mentoring program for at-risk youth in the community.
So we will be able to teach financial literacy, communication, discipline, decision making, as well as campaigning for a premium education.
These are the foundation for the Stafford Boxing Club, these 20 mentees in our program here at Panola Way Elementary School. 20 years from now, Stafford Boxing mentees will be known across the world.
Ooh, say what, say what, say what. You know that I like it, baby. Ooh, girl, you know what's up. What's up? What's going on? What's happening?
What's happening?
We're so
Oh, yeah, we back in this beach. How you feeling?
Amazing. Grateful.
Man, grateful.
Appreciate it.
Okay,
Appreciate
I like that. I like that, man. Welcome to the Stafford Boxing Report. I'm Big Stafford, and this is
Lady Stafford.
And together, Stafford Boxing.
The making of champions.
No cappuccino. Well, it was an exciting weekend.
It was.
In the sport of boxing.
It was.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? Even though we're early, right?
Mm-hmm.
There's some fights coming up. And Andy Cruz and Juan Carlos is going to be one of the main cards of this fight coming up on the July the 15th. Alicia and Christine, they're going to be an undercard, as well as Hitchinson and Love. And this is going to be real interesting because you all remember, right, when Love was fighting Spark and they ended up headbutting. And in between that time, Love, he was getting tapped out and he was getting real frustrated. So he took Spark, led him to the rope, and flipped him over the rope, which led him to a disqualification.
Doing too much.
Now, Hitchens was in the crowd. He was watching. Hitchens doesn't even like Love. He said he's just too flamboyant. He thinks that he's straight cat when it comes to boxing. He takes his time coming to the ring, has his glasses on, trying to flex for the cameras, talking a whole bunch of mess. Well, guess what? They are going to be fighting, but I have it all on Hitchens because this is going to be an unfair fight. It just is. It's going to be an unfair fight. I've got Hitchens. As far as Alicia and Christine, part uno.
Uno?
Yeah, because they fought before.
I know, but they're dos.
Oh, dos. Oh, shoot. Uno dos. That's how excited I am. This is going to be their second fight. I watched their first fight. It was straight up war. They wasn't even playing nothing. But unfortunately, Alicia, she didn't make it. So I have it all on Alicia. This young lady, she has power. She has stamina. She just has everything that she's going to need to be able to win, as well as having that mental toughness and that mental focus. There is no way. You hear me? There's no way she's going to win. But Andy Cruz. Now, Keyshawn Davis fought Carlos, and Keyshawn, he won that fight. I'm going to say this is another unfair fight because Andy Cruz, he is coming. This young man right here has the whole package. Defense, counters, jabs, outside, inside, and pocket fighting. Who can ask for so much? I mean, he's the one. He's the dude. Do not slip on Andy Cruz. He's coming. He's coming for you.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah. Now those fights is going to be the one.
But hold up, before I even get into the one I was going to talk about, let's back that up and let's go to the fights that was this weekend.
Oh yeah.
So Adrian Bronner had a fight this weekend and he was successful.
Yeah.
I am a big fan of Adrian Bronner. He is kind of like the underdog, meaning like he was against all odds. He grew up in the underprivileged community, been in juvenile, jail, just the typical, well, I won't say the typical, but just the, one of the circumstances in that type of community. He was able to beat the odds and, be able to get to this point. My only thing with you, Adrian, was when after the fight, the post fight, and you say you want some pee. Now, Adrian, you have kids, bro, and eventually your kids gonna watch all your videos of you in your post fight comments, and I think that you were humble when you didn't have no fight. When all the personal issues that you was facing, you was very humble. So I thought that was the new Adrian Bronner. But as soon as you got a taste of the nectar of being victorious in your fight, you went back to that old Adrian Bronner. And I think that this second chance that you have gotten through Don King, I think, bro, hey, bro, I understand about marketing, getting people excited, but man, just be mindful of the things that you say on TV when you being interviewed, because believe it or not, Adrian, there are so many kids that look up to you and aspire to be like you, and much given, much is required, bro. So, bro, that's the only thing that I have. I think that you need a little bit more. I think you need about one more tune-up fight. This is me personally. I think you can get in better shape. That's just my opinion. And I think that you need to get back with Stafford, your old trainer. You know who I'm talking about, for real.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. That it was a great fight, a great comeback, and he's serious. He's in tune with what's going on. But I do agree with you on that comment that he made, and I think it was just disrespectful. Period. Especially towards, in my opinion, how I took it. I'm like, the women, like, you
And
just
for
throwing
real,
it out like that, and you don't
yeah,
want to.
because Adrian, we live in a different time. Back in the day, you used to say things like that and get away with it. Now you got this cancel culture. They'll come and you got this feminine movement and the women that come and so forth, so forth. So man, my thing to you is let your actions speak for themselves in the boxing ring. Let your record. I understand about promoting. I understand like saying crazy things, but there should be a level of balance. There should be like a limit. And it seems like at first, you know, you were humble. Even when I saw the interview with Wallow and Gilly,
Oh yeah.
he was real cool on that. And I was like, okay, Adrian, okay, you know what I'm saying? You say you didn't stop drinking for 5 months, etc. And you was like, now you want to go to the gym. And I just think that is a recipe for success. But me personally, I think you need to elevate your level of maturity and professionalism when you are being interviewed for your post fight. That's just me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm an OG. So if an OG sees something that the young folks doing, and I'm not hating, trust me, I'm not hating. I'm looking at the point of, hey man, being an African American man, making money, being able to stand on the shoulders of those who have come before you, you have to take the baton, get to a certain point, and hand that baton off to the next person. And so when you hand it off, it has to be better than what you received it. And I just think that, bro, you need to tighten up on that, because to me, that wasn't a good look, bro. And we live in a different time. And the things that you used to be able to say, you might be able to get away with it. But today in time, no. And you definitely don't want nobody messing up your money. For real.
And I agree with that. And that's why when I was trying to tell you in the car today about the certain scriptures that I'm reading,
Oh, yeah,
because a lot of us, we do want to change and we're constantly working on ourselves. But sometimes when certain situations come about, like when I was talking about tests,
Mm-hmm.
then that's what's really going to bring out what's really in you. So that's what happened with him. And I'm pretty sure someone probably did tell him that he should not have said that, because I don't think where Don King is at now. I know Don King now, he really is the godfather of marketing and selling tickets and selling fights and getting the people to come in. But I'm sure somebody on his team did tell him something, because they don't want that type of noise to come through.
Now, you don't
because
want
it's
that
going to be
smoke
on his name as well,
Yeah,
and his
yeah,
promotion company.
yeah.
So yeah, so
Yeah,
that's what it is.
and another thing, Adrian, is that, bro, you have an iconic, a legend, boxing promoter, one that will go down in history, a Hall of Famer, etc. He may be in the later years or whatever, but he still know the game. And one thing that we can say about Don King, and that's a fact, is that he always puts on good quality boxing matches. And your opponent, he, I mean, he was tough. He didn't go down like you know what I'm saying. He didn't.
I have to give.
You
I have
know,
to give it to him.
he
I have to give it to
man,
him.
Buddy hung in there. But I just think that, your past experience fighting elite fighters and coming up in the ranks that you came up and being around Floyd Mayweather and just that whole type of environment, I think that that exposure helped you to be a little bit more seasoned, and it showed in the ring. I just think that by you being off a couple of years, it's kind of show, you kind of rust, need to get some more pop behind that, that punch, because you had some solid power punches. I just think that, more practice, more consistency will definitely have a more impact once you land those punches.
I agree.
Yeah, for sure. And then, baby, what's the lady name that I be seeing on the
MMA?
Yeah, I be
Amanda
seeing.
Nunes.
Yeah, so congratulations to her. She
She's a
retired
monster.
from the sport, and I used to always see her on the beer commercials, but I never did see her fights. I didn't know about her. I only knew about her. Well, I really don't follow the MMA, only when they have like a character like Conor McGregor. And the only reason why I knew about Conor McGregor was because he fought Floyd Mayweather. So it piqued my interest. But with all due respect, Dana White is doing a remarkable job with that.
Is.
And it's here to stay. It's not going anywhere. And one thing about Dana White, they put on great shows. They give the audience what they want, and I think that's something that boxing is definitely missing. So, but anyway, let me not get sidetracked. I'll get back to that. But that young lady there is a legend.
She is. I've seen. I've
She's
watched
tough.
her.
I never watched
She's
it until this
nothing to play
time.
with.
Actually, she retired from the sport as a champion. She will go down in history. She will be a Hall of Famer as well. And for her contributing to the sport from a female perspective, a combat sport from a female perspective, I think you've done a remarkable job, young lady. I wish you all well in your retirement. I hope that you find something else that gives you that passion and drive. Hopefully, you can give back to the MMA from the women perspective by helping training these young ladies who have aspirations to be a combat fighter in the MMA sport. But yeah, I wanted to give you some love because you deserve it. And I also watched your interview, and you was very professional. And so that's the thing. And see, that's the thing that I like about Cuss D'Amato. Cuss was into that professionalism.
Yes.
He was into character. You know what I mean? And when I see things like Adrian Bronner, it just kind of disappoints me as a black man seeing another black man get that opportunity. And there's so many other black fighters because, man, it's some hungry fighters, Adrian. When I look at them boys over there in Nigeria, they dying for an opportunity like you, man. And you know what? God has given you that opportunity to get a second run at this, bro. And your first interview, bro, you say something crazy like that, bro. I'm like, bro, that's cap, bro. I mean, come on, bro. You said that you done lost your family, your kids, your wife, everything from the choices that you make. So now this go around, bro, it should be a different type of agent, bro. If you win and if you do a great performance, it's going to sell. People gonna want to come see the product. You just got to have that character, bro. And but anyway, what I was talking about now? I got sidetracked with this Adrian Bronner, man, because man, like I see so many of us, you know, just man, just an opportunity, bro. And when you get an opportunity, man, you do this, and then man, the white folks look at us crazy, man. They say, well, we don't want to help him because you know, just like them, you know, what's my man name who fought too that we watch? Lopez. You know, Lopez talking about, you know, he don't even want to fight black fighters. You feel what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. You know, it's crazy. But the point is that anytime us black men or black women get an opportunity on any platform, we must conduct ourselves in a very professional manner because it's not about us. It's about the people coming behind us. And just like how you told me today when I was telling you how them folks wanted me to get into that business, and I said, nah, I ain't doing that. And then you say because we got them kids. Right. So, you know, once we got, but I wouldn't, you know, to me, our money ain't good money. And I'm not, you know, willing to compromise my character, my, you know, my morals and stuff for money. Yes, we need money to survive, but there's a limit that I'm willing to go. And one thing I'm not compromising is my character. And so like when you have kids that look up to you, it takes on a different dynamic of how you look at life. It's not the same no more. And you know, I share this personal thing. So, you know, I was having a conversation with my son. I was like, look, bro, you know, unfortunately, man, how can I say it? I have an understanding of what men go through when the women are hurt through the men's action from being with another woman. So I got caught up in that. Now, I always say this, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I wish I would have had better mentors coming up. Not having a father, you know, period, just hurt me in a lot of ways. A lot of decisions that I made, the experience, meaning that the pain from those decision hurt me. And so that was kind of like the shaping of my character and me gaining worldly knowledge, right? So I remember my Uncle Daryl, man, God bless his soul, from Third Ward, man, Daryl Lockett, man. He was a legend in them streets in the H-Town, man. And he a dog, man. And so anyway, I remember I was going to TSU and I had brought my son mother up into the, you know, to the gambling house. And he was like, man, don't mess with her, yada yada yada. Woo, woo. I was like, man, I don't want to hear that. Woo, woo. I didn't listen. Fast forward, end up getting with this young lady, etc. We having a kid, whatever, and things didn't go well. And I was part of that experience where the woman wouldn't allow me to be a part of his life. So I lost contact, whatever, whoop de whoop. And when we went through our divorce, I told the judge, I was like, listen, right now I can't, you know, I'm going through this divorce, so I'm about to start all over from ground. So I'm not going to be able to take care of him. It would be in the best interest of the child that he stays with his mother, right? And so, you know, but I just want visiting rights. Um, I didn't get the visiting rights. I lost contra- contact of him, et cetera, et cetera. So fast forward. So I told him that, look, man, I may not have been the best father, but man, I'm a good man. Square business. I'm a good man, bro. When I get up in the morning and I look in the mirror, I like the dude that I see in the mirror, man. I like me, man. I mean, I like me. I mean, I really do. Yeah, I know I look, but I'm talking about my spirit. I'm talking about my character. I'm talking about the decisions that I've made in my life. Like I told Sheila today, I was like, baby, if God called me home, man, I lived a good life, bro. I lived a good life. And to me, it's not about the prosperity and all that other type stuff. I lived a good life because I got to live life the way I wanted to live life. I got the opportunity to go after my dream, to live my vision every day. I mean, to me, that's priceless to do what I want to do with my life. That to me is a blessing. That's the ultimate prize for someone who wants to be an entrepreneur. You want to be able to do things on your own time in your own way. And life may not have been perfect for me, but I don't have no complaints. And I don't talk about my upbringing. I don't talk about foster homes and all that other type stuff. I just don't. I mean, it has shaped me, true indeed, but I'm looking forward, man. I'm looking forward. And like I was in prayer this morning and I was telling God, like, man, I thank you so much for my wife, just the relationship, just to be able to, build with somebody. Like, this Stafford boxing is something that we build together. And when we built it, it was in a it was in a hurricane of things that we were going through in life. And so out of that hurricane tornado, you know God spoke to us, and they were like, that Stafford, do the Stafford boxing. And man, you know this was like our first year doing the Stafford Boxing Club mentoring program at Panola Way. And baby, man, we accomplished a lot, though, for real though.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying.
And it's more to come.
It's more to
This
come.
is just the
This the
beginning.
beginning. But going back to what I was saying, because I had saw something by Coach Prime, and I didn't get offended. I was like, dog, man. So Coach Prime, Deion Sanders, he said that he only hired good fathers on his team, on his around his team, right, at Colorado. And he said he watched to see if guys are good fathers. And I was like, man, it kind of cut me. But at the same time, I was like, man, I tried, man.
But you know what? This is what I want to say though, real quick. Now, I get why he said that. I
Yeah.
get it. But we have to be careful what we say. And the reason why I say that is because there are some really good fathers like you that have been trying to be a dad, a father to their kids, but the mothers will not let them. The mothers will pick up and just leave and go and not say a word, change their phone number, cut their phone off, tell their family, don't tell him where I am. I don't want him to know where I am. And then when you did find him, then it's like they make it so hard. And then even though they make it so hard, the men still try to deal with it because they're not thinking about themselves. They're thinking about the child or the children. So they're going through all that BS that they don't need to go through because the mothers are bitter. And look, I get it. I've told you all this before. I've been through some terrible relationships with my kids' dads. Okay. I went through some physical abuse, mental abuse, spiritual abuse. I've been broken. But at the end of the day, it's not my it's not my job or my concern to tell my kids to talk down on their dads, because my decision to be with them, because I didn't have anybody either to say, Sheila, you don't need to take that type of abuse. You're beautiful. It's not you, it's them. I didn't have that. So I didn't have anybody. It was just me and my kids. So, and I stayed in it. I didn't know any better. But that doesn't give me the right to talk about my kids' dads if my children's life is not in danger. They can find that out later on when, when they're adult, when it's the right time. Like I told my kids, love your dads. You have to respect your dads. Yes, they do know what I did go through. They had to know when it was at the right time. But I still told them, love your dads, talk to your dad. He's still your dad. And they do. They talk to him. Because when you tell a child nasty things, oh, your dad ain't do, he ain't, you can't see him, and then you're acting out of character, and your children or your child is there, and then you're having a tug of war with your child. That's abuse.
Psychological abuse.
All types of abuse.
And
that's not fair for that child,
at
because
all.
us women, we decided to lay down with these men. We decided to stay with
Hey,
these
Stella.
men. We decided to have children with these men. So if we lay down, then it's still our responsibility to take care of our children, but just as long as your kids aren't in any danger.
Yeah, and so
Hey, Estella.
And so one of the things that we, I see a lot. And so when Deion Sanders said, Coach Prime, respectfully, said that, I was just like, man, uh, you know, I was like, well, I didn't get that. I didn't get that experience. I didn't. But at the same time, I'm a good man, bro. I'm a real good man. I'm a real good man. And at the same time, I think that my experiences, my upbringing has allowed me to be adaptable and relatable to these kids that's in our program, and everybody that I come in contact with. Right. So I realize everybody not gonna have that perfect upbringing. Okay. I understand it. And at this point in life, man, I don't question nothing God has done for me. I don't question the good, the bad, the ugly, the high time, the low time. I don't question nothing. Like I say, I like who I am. Man, I look in the mirror every day and I say, man, I like this dude. Man, this dude here is a real player. And when I say player, I mean it's a slang word that I use from my neck of the woods as a gentleman. A player can be characterized as a person that take care of their business, how they carry themselves. He's a real player. He's smooth. So when it's not a word that I use to describe womanizing. I'm faithful to my wife, and that's it. But anyway, so I like me. You know what I'm saying? And now that I'm being evolved, I'm evolving in the community from a different perspective, dealing with at-risk youth, or I don't want to say at-risk youth, but I would just say youth in our community. And I see how, they gravitate towards me, how when I speak, they listen. And I think that it comes from my upbringing, how God used those experiences to shape me, so that when I talk to them, it's like I've been talking to them for years, and I connect with them just like that. And the blessing part about this whole situation is that the parents is working with us. It's not like, okay, I'm trying to do this, but then the parents, is rejecting it. So now when I send a text message to the parent and I say, hey, I want your child to read this book, they text back and say, I'm gonna make sure he read that book, or I'm gonna make sure she read that book. And that's the gratification that I get out of this whole situation, though. But that's why I like boxing, because boxing uh, is a illustration of life, because you get knocked down, and you got to learn how to properly throw a jab, a right hook, a uppercut. You got to, have to be conditioned, properly. How do you respond when you get hit? Do you lay down? You just fall out like this here, or do you get back up and do your 10 count and get back in there, get back in the ring of life? And that's why I love boxing, because of that perspective. But it's more so in the mind for me. Like, I want my kids in our program to be mentally strong. Like, I want you, God, boy, I want you to be strong, boy. I want you to be strong. I want you to be strong because that's where it starts. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. And so during this summer, I got them kids, they reading books, and we about to have an event. And you know where we're going to have our event at? At a library.
Oh yeah, I'm excited about that.
We're in a library because you're going to get you a book.
And then we're going to take them someplace to eat.
And break bread.
Hazel's looking at some stuff for us to go. I had a job for her to do, so.
And man, and man, listen. I ain't gonna lie, man. It's two little girls in our program that we grooming because they gonna take over the Stafford Boxing Club mentoring program. And one of them came and Hazel, Lord Jesus help me. Boy, man, let me tell you something, man. This little girl named Hazel, man, she got more heart than most of you cats out there, bro. And I mean that, bro. And this girl, they were going from house to house to house to house, sleeping. They were homeless, bro. And that girl would still come to school with a smile on her face. And then what makes Hazel so sweet is her smile. And then she would say, thank you.
Oh, yeah.
She would be grateful.
She said thank you for everything.
For everything. So, man, we go hard for her, man.
I can't wait.
Man, we go hard for her, man. I'm telling you, man. We go hard for her, man. And see, that's not even our biological child. But from a spiritual standpoint, boy, that's our daughter. Yes, Lord. That's our daughter, and we don't play. And, man, her mother, man, she, you know, at first she was seeing what type of man I was. And once she saw that I was a man of who I said I was, she was like, go ahead. I see what y'all done. I see your works. I see how my daughter interact with y'all. And then the next one is Miriam. Now, here's the thing that I like about Miriam. So when we went to Selma, Alabama, she had kind of, showed a little self, a little bit or whatever. So we punished her. And I talked to her mother. I said, first and foremost, you know what I'm about. You know we go hard for you and Miriam. But this is what she did. And she disrespected my wife, and I ain't like that. Her attitude, woo, 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 woo. She said, okay, man, she talked to Miriam. The next time I came up to the school, what was it? But the next week, it was the same week. Yeah, because we would start going every week then.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I talked to her. Let me see. I talked to her Monday? Yeah, I talked to her mother on Monday, and then I saw her on Wednesday. And man, she ran up to me. She said, Miss Stafford, I'm so sorry. Yada yada yada. Woo, 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 woo. I said, that's cool, Marion, but Marion, you're on punishment. You can't participate in none of the activities that we have for a week. Man, she took it like a champ. Then she took it like a champ. I said, I'm not giving you no more. I ain't giving you no goodies, no nothing. You ain't getting no snacks, no nothing. You're going to be in this room, woo, woo, woo. And I want you to tell me what you did wrong, woo, woo, woo. And man, the little girl, so I came to the class to drop the kids off. And she said, Mr. Stafford, again, I'm just sorry, whoop de whoop. And I don't know how it happened, but I told her, I said, well, come with me while I go to the classroom. And what did I end up coming to the classroom for? What? I mean, nah, she wanted to carry something. Was it she wanted to carry something?
I don't know because I was in the room, remember?
Yeah, but I'm trying.
I don't remember. I don't know because I don't know what was going on.
I know what it was. The Holy Spirit told me to go ahead and bless her.
I thought something else happened. I remember you said that.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about something
Holy
else
Spirit said, man, go bless her. The reason why he said go bless her is because how she responded to correction and discipline. And she knew where she went wrong. And she didn't do like old buddy. Man, listen, we had one. I ain't gonna say his name, but man, we had one child, man. This boy here clown me so bad, man. I'm talking about.
He had a mental breakdown. He had something.
I told him he was not suspended. And I told him he wasn't kicked out. I said, bro, but you suspended. Just like Miriam gonna take her punishment, you gonna take yours too. But he didn't want to take his. Oh man, he clowned me so bad. I mean, he screamed at me in front of the kids in the classroom, in the hallway. I was like, man, I was so like, man, I mean, like, when I tell you I was so deeply scarred by that, man, because I gave this little boy everything. I gave him my soul, bro. Meaning, bro, I gave him A1. I gave him my oil for my alabaster box, man. I made sure he got the best, man. We clothed that boy. We took that boy, man.
He went to Selma with us. He
Man.
got a laptop. He got school supplies.
Laptop. He got laptop.
He got a
hoodie, and he got a
shirt, a tracksuit.
Tracksuit.
He didn't get anything after that.
No,
because we had those.
We out of there. We out of there, my boy. You can't come back to that no more. And you know what? I want to shout out to Chris from RX Water. Man, I want to thank you so much, brother. Thank you. I want to thank all you guys because, I'm not a, divisive person, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to Chris, John, George, and Rob. I want to say what's up to y'all, man. And thank you, Chris, for the efforts that you're doing behind the scene to resolve what we got going on. RX Water coming to your nearest store. It's going down. Like them boys in the H-Time say, it's going down. But anyway, baby, I wanted to talk
about the Floyd Mayweather.
That's what I was about to say. You took the word out of my mouth.
So check this out, y'all. If you are talking about entertaining and plus some, and just, I felt like I was there. You know how you can be watching something, it's almost like you're jumping? Boy, Floyd clown Gotti the Third. He did. He had some fun with him. He was over there telling the audience, his fans that Gotti had with him. He was saying, Gotti, telling the audience to say that, looking at the audience laughing. He got all up in that man's head, boy. He ain't even know what the doggone do. Man. And he just there like this the whole time.
Floyd.
And you know what? I really enjoy Floyd's fighting style because when the opponent is always backing him up, he's walking back with them. So whether it's on the ropes or the corner, it's just like and then he just steps out to the side, and then he's going towards the center of the ring. And he really has that IQ of boxing down. And you know what? Everybody wants to always say, oh, Floyd this or Floyd that. Yeah, Floyd really is a master at what he does. And you all have to remember, this is an exhibition fight. So it's...
And Floyd, he's 40.
That's what I'm saying. It's like he's even better than ever. And he's familiar. He knows what to do. He's over there laughing. And then you go into the corner. He's doing his little dance. Well, now he brought his grandson out.
He did?
Yeah, he had his grandson out. And
he gonna be sick.
There's some videos where you just see him. He just punching the wall, punching the wall.
In diapers.
Are you mad? Are you sad?
Hey,
Come
man.
here and let me give you a hug.
Adrian Bronner, you need to emulate Floyd. You see how Floyd is professional,
he
bro?
Really is.
Like, and Floyd getting that money, bro.
Oh,
and see when sponsors and corporate America see that you are a professional man, they will break bread with you, bro. But when they see that you still ghetto and you, bro, come on, bro. At some point, bro, you got to mature, my boy. You got to go to another level, bro. And that's why Floyd continued to get these opportunities is because of the professionalism, bro. You feel what I'm saying? It's a reason why. It's a reason why Floyd ain't brought you on that level yet, man. You ain't ready. You could have showed that you was ready by that post fight after your fight when the reporter began to speak with you and your response that you gave to the reporter. But you didn't do that though. You talked about you want some pee, bro.
Yeah, miss me with all that. I ain't even trying to hear all that. But check this out. So then afterwards, because the ref had gotten on Gotti, apparently he must have said something, because when I watch the fights, I don't watch it with the volume on. I turn it off. So I turned it up. So apparently the ref had went over to the Gotti's corner and he was getting on him about something. So then when they came back and they started fighting again, the ref just stopped it. Boy, Gotti got mad, started walking up on Floyd. Bloop, 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 bloop.
I'm talking about a two-piece.
And then it was this guy on the outside of the ring. Do you really think you were going to be able to hold those black men back?
Floyd
got them on call.
Hey, boy, listen.
Like, for real.
And see, and that's it. That's
all you got to do. And then they all rush up in there, and then his trainer or coach is acting like.
And Floyd on the other side of the ring.
Like, you really gonna do? You see, So Floyd was over there on the ropes, and he's like,
Floyd
that's
chilling.
Just Floyd, because Floyd, he always gonna come with
the
ropes.
Floyd understand. First of all, he is TBE, the best ever. Got to give it to him. And when I say that, I'm not only talking about inside of the boxing ring, I'm talking about outside of the ring too, man. This man is a great businessman. I mean, he gets residuals, millions every month. Every month. And since his post-fighting days, he's been a great ambassador for the sport of boxing, bro.
He really has.
And a lot of people not, I was just about to say that, baby. A lot of y'all not giving Floyd his flowers, man. Man, this man is doing a remarkable job keeping the sport of boxing alive. Yes, I know we got Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence, and we got all the other fighters or whatever.
Wilder, Anthony Joshua.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, when it comes to being an ambassador and keeping the incitement of boxing alive in this era, you got to give it to Floyd, bro.
Yeah, you really
You got to. And the boy 40. He a 40-piece, all flat, lemon pepper.
And he's still doing what
he's still doing it, bro. I'm talking about, and see, that's what you call a person who has become a master of his craft. That's what you call a person who has gave his life to his calling. This is man calling. When back in the day in Detroit, his father was in prison. He was going straight to the gym.
This starts with discipline, because remember what we said the last time is discipline starts and then it goes into being a self mastery of whatever it is that you're doing. And that's
I know I'm a master at my craft. I'm a master at my craft.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's exactly what it is.
I'm a master at my craft. And I mean that, man.
Oh, I want to change the subject real quick too. And I don't know why I've been thinking this, but instead of having my hot topic, I don't know what we'll call this, but I'm going to say be nice to somebody today and tomorrow. And I'm going to tell you why, because it's been on my mind. You never know what somebody's going through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And just your smile or just letting somebody go in front of you, just being nice can really minister to that person, because they might be going through something so hard that they might just be giving up. I'm not just talking about giving up on their life, but giving up
in a situation
and giving up
on themselves.
Yeah, but also, I might be saying it wrong, they're not really sure if there's really any good people in the world.
Hope.
And sometimes, yes. So sometimes you can give somebody that hope. And the reason why I said that, remember, I used to be a waitress, okay, everybody. And I really enjoyed it because my gift is serving. And of course, servers, when I was a server, we make our money off of tips. Now, not everybody is going to tip. And then, of course, you want to always upsell, because the more that you upsell, the more your tip will be. I remember there was some young women, and I knew they really didn't have it. So they just ordered some soup and just something simple. But I gave them the same type of service like someone who ordered crab legs and filet mignon and
lamb chops.
Just so and they like a bottle of wine, but I gave them that exceptional service, that exceptional customer service, and they just tipped me like $1. But you never know what someone's going through, and there's a lot of times that people might be going through something and they just want to go out, right? They're like, oh, we just have a little bit of money, that we can just go out to a restaurant, whatever. We don't want the McDonald's or the Burger King, and they might not be able to tell. And I just don't want people to be nasty towards other people, because you never know. Not only are you ministering to them, but you never know, later on they might come back.
And say, hey, man.
Later, years later, because I had somebody to do that.
I remember you told me that.
To come back, and they might either bless you financially, and even if they don't, they may say, I remember you. Do you remember us? We came in, this and that, this and that. And I just want to tell you, I really appreciate that, because we were really going through something in
that situation.
During that time.
Or when they came to the restaurant, they was in one position, but then they got elevated to another position. Yeah. And then they be like, if you ever need anything, let me know. I got you.
Yeah, you never
just
know.
Just because, bro.
You never know.
For real.
Yeah, you never know. So just because somebody may not have it
today
does not mean that they're not going to have it later
tomorrow.
It does take some time when you're doing it right.
The right way.
So let's be nice for the rest of this week. Let's be nice and say something nice and encouraging to each other for the rest of the week.
Yes. Don't be in expectation of something. Do it from the heart. Meaning like you doing it without, even if that person may not give you the response that you want, you still doing it. Hey man, I just want to tell you, man, woo, 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 and keep it moving. Because Lord Jesus just hit me.
What?
There is powerful things in a seed. Just that seed. Because even though at that particular time, that person may have been feeling some type of way. Once you said that seed, and that seed began to go down, and it began to, start to, articulate into to what it needed to be, and start getting root, and be like, oh, you know what, man? I ain't even mean to do that, man. And they'll come. Trust me. God got a way of allowing a seed to be a powerful tool to make that change in that person. But that seed got to come from someone, and that someone could be you.
That's true too. And one other thing as well, I want to talk to the wives. Let's do better, and let's be better, and let's work on our relationships with our husbands.
I would just, when you say that, who I thought about?
Who?
What we were talking about. And you said the wives be better. And you remember we were talking about that earlier this morning.
Oh, when we were making pancakes?
We were making pancakes, and I was telling you about, what I'm saying, whoop the whoop whoop whoop. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying?
I'm working out on some things. But I think right now it's starting to really take root in God's word. It's some scriptures that I've really been reading for these past few weeks that I really needed. And I need it in my heart. I need it all in my spirit and my soul. And I don't need it to depart from me. Like,
and you know what, baby? I really cut you off.
I need it within me, boy.
You know what, Sheila? I don't mean cut you off. And I mean this, and I say this to you when we, in our, private, space.
Yeah.
But man, I'm proud of you identifying what you got going on inside of you, and knowing that the feeling and the mindset that you have is not of God, and I'm going to go do something about it. And you didn't go ask somebody or Google online. You went to the Word of God and you researched that book and found those scriptures. And you are demonstrating to yourself and to God that, Lord, the most powerful thing in this world that can change a person on the inside is your word. And I'm standing on these scriptures until it bring about a harvest that I seek and desire for my life. And for that, man, it takes a level of maturity. It takes a level of brokenness and honesty within you to understand where you at and to do something about it. For that, man, I love you for that, man. For real. For real, no cappuccino, man.
I know that I'm not the only woman that's going. And I'm just gonna tell them, but not go into a whole story because since we're talking about
but
that,
don't.
no. I'm not gonna call anybody
no,
out.
No.
No, I would because women are like women who are married or in relationships. If they see what it is that I'm doing and how I'm going about it, at least let me share it. I'm not gonna say anything crazy. You don't have. No.
I know that. I'm saying. Sometimes
just don't say anything.
Yeah, because
I guess I just wanted to be helpful. That's all.
Because right now you going through,
and I really haven't.
Exactly.
I got
you see what I'm saying? So wait until you
get there,
and then the fruit.
Yeah.
That way you can, well, this is the fruit of me and woo woo woo. Okay. So you see what I'm saying?
I got you. You right on that one. Just know that I'm trying though, and I mean it, and it's from the heart.
Oh man, you
and
doing
Estella,
great.
Hey, how are you doing?
Oh, let me tell you about
that we love you.
For
Estella
real.
is
a great woman of God, man. She's our prayer intercessor.
And she's both of our friends, but she's more of my friend though, because she's more of my friend than she is your friend. Anyway, she's really a great woman. She's
a great
loyal.
person, man.
Yeah, I said a woman. That means she's a woman person.
Human being.
She is very loyal, and she sows into me what needs to be sown into me. And she's really, man, the only woman I can say.
That's a fact.
Really, in decades that, she's really a friend.
That's your friend.
She's really a friend. I can really say that she is a friend. Like she's my one friend. And I really love her, and I appreciate her.
That's a good one.
And I appreciate everything that she tells me. And she has a listening ear, and she's very patient. And she's never told me anything wrong. And she always hears from God. So whatever she hears from God, that's what she's going to speak, because she knows how important that the power of the tongue.
For real.
So hey, shout out to Estella.
Estella, man. And once again, I want to say happy birthday to Eric.
Oh yeah, happy birthday.
The engineer behind the scene that makes sure that the Stafford Boxing Report is A1 every week. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate you, Eric, you and your father. I hope that you enjoy the rest of your day. You have some good, you feel me? And until next time, ladies and gentlemen, ciao.
See ya.